Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel, Hamster Care 1234. And in this video, I will be talking to you about the PetSmart Care Guide for hamsters, and just to discuss what is wrong and what is right about this, because I know a lot of people will take the care guide, and they're like following whatever the care guide says, and they're not really listening to what is wrong or whatever. So this is like their source of research for them. So of course I need to cover what is wrong in this so that people don't do the wrong thing. So when I first see it, it says 4 things to know about your hamster. They can live up to 2 years. That is true. They are nocturnal, active at night. True. And this is wrong. They are not herbivores because they are actually omnivores, and they eat animal proteins and non-plants. So you have to make sure that your hamster is not just eating plants, and also their diet has to not only contain like hay and stuff. So herbivores, this is not true. They are omnivores. How do I set up my hamster's home? The day you bring home your new hamster, make sure it's a pleasant, calm homecoming. Okay, so in this thing it says that, and what they're trying to say about this is that you shouldn't be putting it in like near the TV or something loud like that, or yeah. And you also want to have a water bottle and a food bowl. Always have access to water. Heavy enough not to be tipped over. Waiting for the new arrival. Fill the habitat with treats. I don't know why they say fill the habitat with treats. It doesn't make sense, in my opinion. Like, you don't fill the habitat with treats. You give one treat at a time. So I don't get it. Like, some people, they have like this whole bowl of yogurt drops, and I'm like, oh my gosh, and it's a dwarf hamster, and I'm like, dwarf hamsters can't have yogurt drops and toys. A wheel or tunnel for exercise and shoe toys. To make it a happy hamster home. Hamsters like to chew, not gnash. Chew the habitat with a solid bottom, or go for a glass aquarium tank with a well-ventilated wire mesh top. This is more preferred. Line the habitat with 1 to 2 inches of aspen, pine, or recycled paper. Sprinkle in a few shavings from your hamster's old habitat, and your new friend will feel at home right away. Make sure your... Oops, sorry, I went way too far. Okay, this part. Line the habitat with 1 to 2 inches of aspen, pine, or recycled paper. Okay, so 1 to 2 inches. This is not enough. Okay, you have to have at least 6 inches of bedding in one section. At least 6 inches. Of course, more is better, so that they can actually burrow, because they are natural burrowers and they like to make little chambers in their homes. Aspen, pine, or recycled paper. So pine is not safe. Pine, cedar, any softwood shavings are not safe. They will cause respiratory infections or whatever in their lungs, because it's bad for them. And just because your hamster did not have any problems with pine or cedar doesn't mean that it's not dangerous. Well, okay. I read this and I was like, what? Recycled paper? Like, sorry. Like, recycled paper, I think they mean like paper shredding or paper bedding, but don't use paper shredding. I don't know why they say that, but sprinkle in a few shavings from your hamster's old habitat. Yes, so that is true. You should be keeping some of their bedding, and then when you get your hamster, ask for their bedding so that they feel at home. Make sure your hamster's food is in the same place as the bed. What do hamsters eat? Pellet food is a good bet for feeding your hamster. Okay, so Pellet food. Okay, pellet food. I know it's a very like debated thing, pellet or seed mixes. So they do say that it stops them from picking out the most delicious morsels, but it's very lacking of variety, and it's not like, it's there's just no there's just no variety, and that's bad. It's like eating the same thing your entire life, and that is very boring. And also, they don't like it. My hamster, I used to feed her the pellets, but she did not like them. She did not like them. She would like grind them up and then leave all the hay out. It's like, yeah. So then I switched her to a seed mix. She loves the seed mix, so I would just do that. And feed your hamster every day, keeping the bowl about 3/4 full. So it really depends on how big the bowl is. If it's a giant bowl, 3/4 is gonna be a little too much, and it's a tiny bowl. If it's a tiny bowl, it won't be too little. So that doesn't really mean anything. But yeah. And then their diet can also include vegetables, which you can serve to your hamster every other day. Yes, every other day, that's good. Kale, collard greens, zucchini, and shredded carrot are on the menu. So for Syrian, you can give all of these, but for dwarf hamsters, you have to be really careful with carrots, zucchini, and fruits, since they're high in sugar. Only give hamsters as much as fruits and vegetables as they can consume in about 4 hours' time. Don't overfeed hamsters. They like to hoard. As for water, offer it all the time. A hydrated hamster is a happy hamster. So, yes, like very watery vegetables like cucumber, for example, they get rotten really quickly. So you have to make sure they eat it quickly. Don't just leave it in the cage all day until they wake up and take it. How much should my hamster eat? Pelleted food. Yes. So fruit once a week for Syrians. I wouldn't give that to dwarfs at all. Just avoid fruits. It does say hay, like some hamsters eat hay, but most hamsters don't eat hay. How can I play with and groom my hamster? Hamsters love their cardio. Be sure to provide an exercise wheel or ball for your hamster. So balls are bad. They're just not good for your hamsters. Hamsters don't like them, and I have a very bad experience with balls. So just don't use balls. And in Germany, they're like, balls are bad. So just, I would say, stay away from balls personally. Always supervise your hamster when he's exercising in a hamster ball. That is true. If your hamster does use a hamster ball, though, you can't just let them away because they're like really good at running away and stuff. Hamsters engage in an elaborate and often adorable cleaning ritual, washing their bases and cleaning out their ears. So you do not need, like, if they look dirty, don't be like giving them a bath. Because that's really bad for their coat. So just use like some sand, chinchilla sand, or play sand, or reptile sand. That is good. Like a sand bath. How can I keep my hamster healthy? Take your hamster to a vet experience with small pets a few days after your. Yes, that is true because, well, I mean, you don't have to bring them a few days. So basically, a vet experience with small pets would be an exotic vet. They're not really easy to find. They're kind of rare. So, like, there's like one exotic vet near us, and it's like really far. So I did my research. Take your hamster for a checkup if it displays any of these symptoms: wheezing, runny nose. Yes. So these are all like really important. Then you gotta take them to the vet. And these are all true because, like that, before and after contact, especially with this whole like coronavirus like pandemic, you shouldn't like be like touching them because then they could get it, because you see, all animals can potentially carry viral like that. Yes, and children usually are very, like, they don't really get animals, so they're always pretty, yeah, you get it. Yes, so never grab the fur or tail. That is really important. If you had a tail and fur, you wouldn't want your owner pulling your hair out to pick you up. That is not very nice. And these are just a bunch of PetSmart stuff. So yeah. So thank you for watching, and definitely subscribe if you can. And I'm just gonna try this. Subscribe. This is really hard. And if you would like to see how Willow the hamster is doing, you can go onto her Instagram, Winter White Willow, where you can just see how she is doing and all of that. So thanks for watching. Bye.